focus, passion, focus, Takaya, was focus,
Let go ahead.
That thing is really serious. So many people are not able to enter.
We're live on YouTube, so we might want that.
Even the person I invited just complained now, sent me a message. So she said she had joined, but I'm trying to look for her name.
So can
There's a link posted in the chat. Just copy the link from the chat and send it to them. I'm going to repost the link for those that came in late. Take that link from the chat, from the Zoom chat, and send it to the people that are not able to connect. But you could tell them to punch in the numbers. If you send them the code, they just need to copy the numbers and punch it in. They should be able to enter. Please, we've got to start. Yeah, we're running above our time, so we need to start.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I want to first of all thank our head girl for this opportunity that she gave us to share this platform with every other person that will be here today. We don't take it for granted. So the speaker, the person who will be doing the workshop today, I am proud to say she's my elder sister. I am honored to introduce her to this platform. Please, I needed some vuvuzela, but then I don't want to make noise because some of us are the ones in
We
our
can
family.
make noise. That's okay. It's allowed.
We make the noise, and then we have the quiet people. She's the quiet kind of person in my family. The person who doesn't talk too much. The person who carries a lot of dignity in whatever thing she does. She's excellent in everything she wants to do. She's reliable. She's the person that you can call at any time to talk about anything, and she's going to be there for you. That kind of person whose actions will speak. That's the carry authority. Actions will really carry authority. She's quiet, but that kind of quiet authority. She's a doctor. She's a mother. She's a wife. She is the firstborn of our family. So please, when you see her somewhere, people call her Dr. Maju, please tap her on the back, give her water to drink because you don't try for me. So please welcome my elder sister, Dr. Mrs. Judith Foyabo.
Yay!
Oh my goodness.
Welcome, Maju.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruth.
Welcome,
I call her
Mom.
more, but I'm sure you all know as Ruth. Thank you for making the connection. I'd like to see people's faces, you know. I love your backgrounds, but I'm the type that I like to see smiles. I like to see connection. Thank you, Miss Adele. I see your background. I don't see your face. I
What?
think.
No, I'm here, right here. My
Where are
camera is
you?
on.
Where are you?
Canada Virtuous Women.
Oh,
That's
okay,
it.
because it doesn't have your name. So you have two?
Yes, yes. The other Adeline is Madam President, but it's me, the one you know.
Oh, okay. I guess okay,
There's
now
two
I
Adelines
can
on the platform.
But I'm really happy to be here. I thank you for inviting me. I thank you for making this platform available for everyone. I am excited to be here. You will know what it took me to get on this platform. Thank you for that connection. But the devil is a liar. I would not have been able to be here like this minute. And if I had put that information on blast, I'm sure Mo would have been, she would not have understood the fact that I'm putting it away from her so she doesn't feel overwhelmed. So this is the point. The book that I wrote has been published. It's my life of 21 years. The fact that I've written the book doesn't mean that that life stopped. So as I speak, prayer warriors, get on your knees. My daughter has been in the hospital for 4 weeks, even though I did not tell you more. She was in the hospital, I was in Cameroon. I came back 1 week and she got out 2 days and she went back in. So I just need you to put her in your prayers. I didn't want to dampen this, but she has been moved from one facility to the other. So after 4 weeks, she's probably going to spend another maybe 2 or 3 months in rehab. It's a crisis that comes and goes, and then she might take a little bit to walk again. But I got her settled. I hit the road and I was like, I better get there on time, enough time to put my lipstick on and dust my face. So that's what it means to be resilient.
Yeah.
That's what it means to be courageous and just go and lead. So I'm going to lead you today. I'm going to use the metaphor of lighthouse so that you hold a torch. I know you're all virtuous women. A lot of people are relying on you. So I'm going to give you some tools today. Okay. All right. Let me just introduce myself and hit the road. Thank you, Mo, for giving me that introduction already. But for those of you who are coming just now, I'm just going to say that, hey, I'm Dr. Judith Foyabo. I am a best-selling author. I am a healthcare executive, and I am a wealth strategist. I help families, high-income professionals align their health and then help them with financial strategies so that they can have and build legacy way beyond diagnosis. So a diagnosis may explain a challenge. It may define you in the beginning, but it should not tell you where your destiny is. So what am I saying? People have told us that our kids will become something else, that our children are not capable of becoming who they were supposed to be. But guess what? Love refuses to accept limits.
Yeah.
You got to prepare. You got to be there, protect so that that legacy comes on. Today, I'm going to be showing you something that what will happen when I'm no longer here? What would happen to the love that we put so much so that these children can be taken care of? It could be a spouse. And when love begins planning, missions are born. So tonight, I want to talk to you about the fact that your story matters, your voice matters, and that preparation really matters. Because beyond diagnosis, there is a purpose. Beyond a pain, there is a purpose. So what am I saying? Look across the room. If you have people with you, know that a diagnosis cannot define you. And today, I'm going to show you something real quickly through a few slides and tell you that you can become a lighthouse. Do I have abilities to share?
Yeah, you should.
Okay. All right. So let me get it going. I hope you are all well today. You're ready with your pen and paper to, let me see if I can start this. I am not able to do that. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Let me just start it from here. This is what I try to show you as my signature page. This is for those who are in the United States. but it also applies anywhere. Did you all know that April also is Special Needs Awareness Month? Yes, it's a time to reflect, advocate, support people with unique abilities. I'm just going to move on. So if we are here today, let me put away something is happening here. Hide. Okay. All right. She doesn't deny the storm. She outlasts it. When you outlast a storm, you get out on the other side, totally pulled out. So now, here is a question. A diagnosis may announce your limits, but love refuses to accept them as final. So you're going to ask yourself, why me? As virtuous women, you're going to say, who still needs me? So you're telling them you are ready to lead. This is a quote that was inspired by Mother Teresa, who showed us that even where there seems to be no hope, purpose can still come out. Purpose shines. My phone, my thing is not moving. Let me go to the next. How do I move this? Oh no, I don't need that. Let me go back and show you. I need to come out of this presenter mode every time. Let me just go back and all right. So the lighthouse is your life and your legacy. Virtuous women. Are you a lighthouse? Do you think about being unshaken? Are you purpose driven? This is me, but I want you to say I, even though this is how I portray myself. This is how I get over the things I've been talking about. So what keeps you standing when everything else shakes? I started by asking for prayer warriors. All of us here are prayer warriors. We already started the prayers. Faith, determination, courage. That is your power source. When I talk about the lighthouse, I'm talking about the cardinal point, all cardinal points. And in the north, you got your values. How do you adapt? What kind of integrity? I heard that from Mo. Thank you very much. Are your actions love-driven? You have to remember, values don't break under pressure. They show you what to do. They guide you. And then east and west, that's family. That's love. That's who we are. Doesn't matter whether it's traditional or it's blended, foundation remains. Family is not just defined by the structure, mommy, daddy, whatever. It is, are you committed? So why? I ask the question again. Do you say your answer is who still needs me? You need to ask that question. Your why lives in your family. Never forget that. The South is carrying everything else. How does your career evolve? I was called a career chameleon because I could adapt, pivot, and rise. I started off as a scientist when I finished school. I came here as an industrial microbiologist. I was making lipsticks. I was cloning genes. I was not making people. I was making vaccine, okay? They were not, we're not repeating people. Vaccine, which finally helped COVID, right? So that's what I did, and then had children, they had special needs, and then I was unable to do the things I was supposed to do. I had to join the force, the medical force. So I became a nurse, bachelor's, master's, and a doctorate. My career did not stop me. It was just a stool for me to stand on. So I want to give you some navigational tools where you don't drift, you decide. It's vision, it's strategy, it's financial foresight. How do you align your health with what you are preparing your children or your loved ones for? So you do not just survive. You have to design your life. You have to do something practical. That means you don't wait for the default. You design the way you want it to happen. That's what it means by thinking about your loved one, and put a plan in place for their special needs. Don't rely on all kinds of things and wonder what is going to happen. Now, this is where survivor meets purpose. Your personal financial pressures have to come. Your personal and your financial pressures, when they collide, take a pen and a paper, because I was thinking about this and no one was writing, no one was talking, and I decided I had to write a book. But that was just being responsible. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
A bestseller. It was my lived experience, resilience. I started off with it today. I didn't know that was going to be part of the story. It just happened, and I had to tell you why today was really important and that I had to be here. So that's how the book came out, launched it, and thanks to those who were able to be there. I'm just going to zoom through this and get to the crux of the matter. The reality of caregiving. It is labor based on emotions, financial and spiritual. You cannot give if you don't have an emotional setup that is stable. You cannot give of yourself if you're not financially stable either. Because guess what? You're going to be running and chasing the dollar because you didn't plan well. And what is your spiritual level? We have to take care of ourselves. Isolation, being away from people, is what causes burnout. Talking will help, because when you talk, you get that person front and back to understand where you're coming from. I'm talking now to the policymakers. There are systems in place that, if they're not set for your caregiving loved one, you will not be able to follow through. So let me tell you something. It's not optional to follow your resources. For those of you in the United States, the regional center is your center. If you're out, every place that you are settled, open your eyes, talk, and get help. There is help if you look for help. So why does this conversation matter? Every caregiver would ask that question, which is the topic of today. What happens when I'm not here? Most families avoid to plan. It is not because they don't know. It's more inability to process what is going on. That's when fear comes. That's when the complexity of what you're doing, everyone's child, everyone's loved one that needs caregiving has a different spectrum. So if you are not financially stable, you cannot provide the continuity the patient or that client or the person you love needs. Let me give you realities and numbers. I'm a numbers person, and I have to give you some facts. Autism is also a very prominent state of being that also attaches itself to the month of April. In the United States, it's now 1 in 36. Do you know how much it costs? $1.4 million on the low end. And guess what? Whether you're an adult or not, or you're a kid, you're going to rely on your family. You, a torchbearer, a lighthouse. Are you guiding? Are you thinking? Are you preparing? For me, as a mother and immigrant, and as a clinician, when the diagnosis came, everything changed. And I had to sit up and say, hugging, kissing is never a strategy. Love, get up and do something. If I don't wake up tomorrow, who protects my child? Question would lead you to present a plan, to get a strategy. Write a letter today to yourself. What should happen when you are no longer here? You have to think deep. Here are the 4 pillars. Protect your money. It's your family bank. There's always legal safeguards. Successor caregivers. When you write one, I was going to bring you guys a big binder, which is our estate plan for our 2 children and our family. For those of you who know what an estate plan is, it's better than a will. It's just saying this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, and these are my assets. This is who I want to take care of my children. In the United States, that's why I put that first screen. When you don't say that, you are property of the court. It's called probate court. And you go there and you have children with special needs. They don't even know their left from their right. They will be dragged through the courts. If you don't want that, you have to have that in. That's what successful caregivers would do. You create a life blueprint. You protect yourself and you put information about your long-term care. You can find anyone in your state, wherever you are, to help you do that. The reason I talk about that big binder is because everyone needs that financial plan. But guess what? When you have special needs, you are a caregiver, you get a different type of estate plan. And that's to protect your children and the state, because the state would do something. And if you didn't protect them, they will miss out. Okay? So, yeah, some common mistakes when things are happening. Don't wait too long. Don't be thinking that because you're a caregiver, when you leave, something happens to you, you're no longer here, your amazing siblings are just going to figure it out. No. Unintentionally disrupting benefits is what's going to happen. You didn't mean it. You think they're going to take care, but they will not be able to do that. For 2 reasons. They don't know how. They don't know what fire you were going through. So you want to give guides. Leave a footprint. You got to change your mindset from survival to stewardship, from fear to design, from hope to strategy. This is just something you can grab right now as a screenshot and save it. When you get to that point where you are struggling, you are feeling like, whoa, it's me. What's going on? What am I going to do? Don't throw your hand up in the air. Sit down and do something about it. Planning for absence is an act of love. So don't give up. Move forward.
Right.
Build futures that will hold the test of time. That's how you show love. I saw a newspaper article asking people, what are you doing for Mother's Day? Mother's Day is coming up. What if your mother is that loved one that you are a caregiver to? Have you made the plans? Think about it. I'm going to end the first half with how to be a better caregiver. Second half is going to be the Lighthouse Workbook. So, 1, keep educating yourself. There are so many things you need to learn. 1, I already told you how to prepare for when you're not here. I'm giving you all those. But you have to find support amongst yourself. You are doing a fantastic job just by having this network. When you have a network that's outside your comfort zone, like you didn't just get up in the morning and call your best friend. These people, they eventually will become your best friends, but guess what? It was a network that started all over. Don't forget to advocate. Document everything. We already talked about planning financially for long term. Prioritize your mental and physical health. As a caregiver, that is what saved me on many occasions. Thankfully, in the United States, there's something called respite care. I talked a lot about respite care in my book because it takes you away from that scene. If you are a caregiver out there listening to me and you have never left that space where you are forever in a wheel, you are not going to last long enough for that person you love if you don't take care of yourself. It's very important. For me, it was the spa. When I was in the spa, my phone is out. My husband knows when people start looking for me and they call, oh, I can't get through to Maju. He says it's that time of the month. It's not my period. It's a time of the month where I disappear. It's quiet time. It's meditation. It's facial. It's jacuzzi. I just melt out of that situation. Come back rejuvenated, back to start it again. Physical health. So they say after your tithe, it's your spa or it's your gym. That was it for me. So I don't have to negotiate. It's not like, oh, how much is left so that I can go today? It's already there by the paycheck. One thing I want to say about network, when I said that I had to go find what to do, what resources to address, I know that in my house, we had a neurodevelopmental problem. We had a neuromuscular problem. They were all rare diseases, no cause, no cure. You have to find a network, and I did. I found somewhere called Rescue Angels. A lot of that is in my book. You want to learn how to be a rescue angel. It is nothing. This particular rescue angel was just for me to say, how can I navigate the system after a new diagnosis? I tell you what, when I spoke with the women that had just received a diagnosis, we didn't talk for up to 5 minutes. It was just to say, are you there? Do you know why you're here? Keep talking. And I just listened the entire time. We are either crying or we are praying or we are just saying what we are going through. None of us are clinicians. We're just there to support each other. Very, very important. It was that deep. I spoke and cried with someone who couldn't even speak English, Russian. But guess what? We had the same struggles. A bond can be created in a network. It's very, very important. So what can we do today? We have to start that conversation early. I told you about writing a simple letter to yourself, right? Take a pen and a paper and start a plan. That's what we can do today. So remember, a disability is not a despair. Knowledge would replace fear, and that community I was talking about, that's a network. It would replace isolation. Possibilities also would replace limitation. I told you, they tell you your children will not do this, they will not do that. Don't fall for it. So now we're about to do the exercise. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. So let me just tell you what it's gonna look like. It's going to be very personal. You're going to be silly. You're going to be funny. And think of things that are impossible. You're going to ask yourself this question. Why does this matter to me? It just means anything, everything. Okay? So it could be a stressful moment. It could be a challenge. For me, there were diagnoses. It could just be something you're going through. You're going to ask yourself, why does it matter? And then you're going to declare, this is part of my life by design, not by chance. What does that mean? When you look at a stressful situation, it has come to you, you plan. Once you plan, you can take care of business. Okay? So let me show you. No, this one is this is my end. I'm going to give you a moment to access the workbook. And before that, I would ask for my sister to drop some links on the chat. That will be if you need to see some of the things that are happening, why the book was a bestseller, why I'm able to discuss my lived experience as a caregiver, and why it really matters. It's determination. It's financial foresight. So let me see where you are. I'm trying to get off of here. Let me see. I should stop sharing for now. And then, okay, so those are the links. You can get that. Then there's going to be a link for the book, for the workbook.
Let me put the link for the workbook.
Yes.
I think you sent that to me too. Okay.
Yes. If you put the workbook, it's a one-page workbook. It's something that I created. It's actually it's free for anyone that's on here. It's a downloadable, and when you ask people to do a downloadable, it's teachable moments. You collect some dollars, but it's free for everyone today. It is the lighthouse. It's how to be a leader. It's how to think things through. Okay? That's what you're going to take home. It's yours to keep, download, keep it, but we're going to go through it the next maybe 5-10 minutes. And then we're going to open the floor for questions and discussions. And let me see. Are you able to download? Are you able to see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I made it possible for people to if you have a PDF, I did make it into a PDF you know, ways for you. So just get a paper and a pen, and
Yeah.
then we're going to go to, let me show you the part where we're gonna start. I already told you what the lighthouse framework was, you know, east, west, north, and the like. So we're gonna start with the values. What core values guide your decisions, especially in challenging times? So you're going to list 1, 2 to 3 or 4, and think about faith. Think about what anchors you. Think about values that really define you. For those of you who are entrepreneurs, this is a big deal. It's going to help you to zero in on what your brand is going to look like, what people would look for you. I don't need to know what that is. Okay. But just write that down, 1 or 2. And then go to the next one, East and West, which is family. Family is always your why. It's your reason you do things. It's the reason you sacrifice. So you're going to write down who is in your circle of love and support. List the people who matter most to you. 1 or 2. You can just say my family. You know who your family is. And I need to download this because mine keeps moving. Okay. Are we there?
Yes.
Okay. So the next one is the center, your faith. What keeps me going? What is the foundation that keeps you standing when everything shakes? List what fuels your inner strength. These are mine. Somehow it just remained there, but it's just teaching you what I mean by that. Determination, faith, courage, whatever else that you have. And then for your career, I talked to you about my own career, but it's just something that you adapt, right? You got to pivot and make sure that it carries you. I call myself a career chameleon because of how often I've changed my careers up to 6 or 7 times. Excuse me 1 second. Hello? Yes? Do you have Bryce's number? This is Bryce's mom. I will. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. My phone is never off because of my 2 little people who are not so little anymore. Okay, so we are done with faith, I hope. 1 or 2 is fine. And then the South, that's your career. I just talked about it. And here are your navigational tools. How do you move? What is your vision? Vision is what you do for other people. Mission is what you do because you want to achieve that global vision. And obviously, what are your strategies? For me, financial foresight was a big deal because my children came with pre-existing conditions and I could not qualify them to be part of a better financial plan. And that was why I went looking. That's another reason why I am a financial professional as well. All right. That was 6 minutes. You can take more than 10, 15 minutes to do that. Now, here is where you really have to dance, go funny, go silly. That's a bucket list. What I want to do, why this matters to me, how I will make it happen. My children matter to me. And I just wanted them to have a better life. I changed my careers 1,000 times to fit their needs, up to becoming a healthcare professional. I'm also a healthcare executive right now. I have my own healthcare business. So I can do it at my own time and not take off every now and then. I still do have a paycheck, and that's because I need to keep my license as well. So once you have done all of that, You're going to come to the last part, which says legacy declaration. I am not defined by diagnosis. I am directed by purpose. I choose to live with courage over fear, love over limits, purpose over pressure, legacy over comfort. These are mine. You can coin yours towards that if legacy is really what you're looking for. Because I lack that, because my children did not give me the ability to put them in that system. But because I was able to get an estate plan, we are all set. The government cannot take anything from them, whether I'm here or not. That's why special needs package is different from when you have neurotypical children. If you're listening to me and you have special needs kids, your estate plan is a different type of estate plan. So I hope the values you wrote down don't break under pressure. Make them your guide. Your answer for your why is who still needs me. Your faith is your power source. Your career is not your cage. It is your tool. Use it very well. With those tools that you have, you can decide what to do. So like a lighthouse, you don't chase the storm, right? What do? You stand, it's at the bottom. You stand and you guide through it. Questions, answers, discussions, whatever you have in mind, I want to hear them. Just know that you are not defined by a diagnosis. You are directed by purpose, like a lighthouse. Let me hear from you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much, Maju. My question, the first question I want to ask is, how do you manage all this with two special needs children? How do you manage all of these things that you do? To write a book, to do all of this, do you like have some help or just the support system that you talked about in there?
Family, yes.
Family,
Family
okay.
is my support system.
Yeah.
My husband is my number one cheerleader. Is my number one support system. In the United States, it's a well-known fact that marriages where special needs are involved
Mm.
don't last.
Yeah.
I think that number is like 30%. I don't
I
know
would
what
think it's even more. Yeah.
I don't know what it is now. That
Yeah.
was when I last checked. It's probably the worst thing you can think of.
Yeah.
In my book, I wrote an entire chapter about my husband. If you want to find that out, you can check it out.
Yeah, sure. We'll definitely get that book.
And he has been there, and I would not have been able to be in my 40s with two children with special needs and go back to school. I already had 4 degrees
Wow.
when I got married. I
Yeah.
had 3 degrees. Yes, I did. And
Wow.
it was 1 bachelor's, 2 masters. Then I had to go and do 3 more. You don't go to school like that if you don't have a support system. That's why
Right.
it's really important. Very, very important. And I just learned how to multitask, and I learned how to rest. Rest is not optional. Those of you who think that I'll rest when I get time. You have to schedule rest.
Yeah.
Put it in the
That was
calendar.
going to be my next question. Like, how do you create the time to
You
rest?
schedule it.
Because I like the fact that you say you just shut down your phone, which is something too that I practice. But many women of color like us don't really find the time to rest, and most of the women don't even have the special needs children or all of that, but they still do not create the time to rest. So that is a point that we need to hammer on. That we need to,
Being a wife,
yeah,
being a mother, it's big.
yeah,
It's big responsibility. Even if you have one child,
yeah,
even if the child does not have special needs, it's big.
yeah,
I work in a mental health hospital. But I am medical clinician, but I work in a mental health hospital. So my patients are people with mental health issues.
yeah,
90 to 95% of these people are not coming in there because they have children with special needs. Life is just lifing, to quote Taraji Henson. They cannot handle the pressures.
yeah.
And so they find themselves in the mental health hospital and they do hurt themselves. That's the part that I get to do, unfortunately. I take out the stitches. Somebody will come, they slash their throat. It's like 16 stitches. You take it out. Someone will just put holes in their stomach. I stayed once, like 2.5 hours, removing staples from holes in someone's stomach. 30
Oh,
something. They're no longer there. They're not present. They didn't take care of their mental health. It happens. It's life. Trust me, anybody on earth can have a mental breakdown.
yeah,
You have to have a mental diagnosis to have a
right.
mental breakdown. Get what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
have to protect yourself. You have to.
Wow. I think Miranda has a question. Please
Yes.
let's go. We have about 6 more minutes. If you have a question, please just raise your hand and we will.
Okay.
Hi,
Good,
Miranda. Go
good
ahead.
evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Doctor, for the wonderful presentation. I was just like, I was a little bit curious. I was just wondering, I saw like one of your key points, you talked about faith. You hold so much on faith. And I was asking myself because I know when it comes to such situation, I'm looking at the physical aspect and the spiritual side. You know that they do say at times faith is something that you must hear something, then you hold on to that faith. But at times I'm just like asking myself because there are some people that they will not hear anything. So what do you tell these people, knowing that you might be telling them about faith? But they haven't heard something, or they might have heard something, but yet still holding on that thing for 1, 2, 3 years. And it's like, okay, I heard something, but I'm not seeing what I heard. So what do I do next? I don't know if you got
I
my
totally
question.
get it. 21 years. We are still praying for healing and miracles.
Hmm. Hmm.
Every little thing must be celebrated. See, the problem with faith is we are expecting something big, something magnificent, walking. For us, getting out of the wheelchair and standing up and using a cane or a walker is celebration time.
Hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I've had people, if you read my book, you see some excerpts there where someone told me I didn't know how to pray, or I have not prayed enough. That's why we are where we are. You're going to hear all kinds of things,
Yeah.
but faith would ground you to get up and keep moving and look for the little things. A friend of mine called me once and said she has no reason to give herself an excuse anymore. If my daughter can dance on halftime show at her school with a walker, follow the routines, and even lead some of the routines, then what excuse do people that are able-bodied? So that to me is answered prayers.
Yeah.
It has changed someone, it's moved someone. So faith is very personal. It's also dimensional, which means that person is going to measure their faith based on their circumstance. So please receive your small blessings, your small miracles, as if that was it. And then you're not going to be feeling like, when is it going to happen? They say, when you put your expectation high, you're going to be disappointed. That's the best way I can answer that question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think there was a hand up, Brenda. Do you still have the question or no?
I think someone also, there were 11 new messages.
Hi, Dr. Judith and Teacher. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm good. I really enjoy what you just presented. I wish I came in earlier, or you could just scream it louder for a bigger audience, because it's really powerful. What I wanted to ask was about you talked about living estate, yeah. And
Estate planning, will and trust.
yeah,
I am not
yes,
a
yes.
lawyer. Disclaimer. It's just something
Okay.
with a lawyer.
Okay.
And
No,
yes,
but I'm glad you even mentioned it, because when you're talking about living stuff and just hoping that your family will pick up and know all the, and I know I've read some of it in your book, but you echoing it to me, it was like a reminder that I need to start looking into that this coming month.
where are you,
Yeah.
Brenda?
So
What state are you in?
Maryland.
Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to get me, right?
I know. I just asked because somebody might not want to ask the question.
That's true.
So, but I'll get you. I know how to get you. I'll call you. We'll talk about more about it. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about is the fact about having kids with special needs. We are in a society where a lot of, I can say, out of every 6 young couple nowadays, you find one or two have kids of that nature, and are going through that struggle, and they're trying to navigate life and everything. And some of them have, a few of the ladies especially, they'll come to me and they'll be like, oh, they have this situation, and you give them all this advice, but one thing they'll say, oh, my husband doesn't want anybody to know about it or talk about it. How do you, I get stuck, because I'm still trying to figure out how to even advise somebody on this when there's this block right inside your own home. And just so that and this has become an ongoing theme for a while now, because the more you go around, the more you see people having almost the same challenges, and they'll be like, oh, I don't want my family doesn't want to know, I don't want, my husband doesn't want, or somebody doesn't want people to know. Like, there's still that, I understand our culture and everything, there's still that, not stigmatization, but that secrecy that goes on. And I
Okay.
don't know.
It is not.
How do you go over that? Yes.
Yes, there is stigma. Mental health, special needs children, children with different abilities, all fall under a taboo subject. It's worse amongst our immigrant families. It was something back in the day when we would take children like that and either label them stronghead Peking, this one no be anything, and then this one decrease, and they will be put on the side. Yes, that's why this book was written. No one was talking about it. No one was writing about it. And when I saw people suffering, When I say 21 years, I mean 21 years. That was when it was like 1 in 500 and something. Now it's 1 in 36. Hiding is a form of denial. How do you get over that? You have to let the person get through their denial phase. It's a process. The reason we write the book and talk about it is so that when you are in your denial stage, you don't last long in the denial stage. When you are on the ground, don't remain there. They say everyone is going to fall, but it's getting up. How you get up, that matters. So I'm saying stay the course by trying to do something. There shall be no shame, no blame, no guilt. Those are the things that put us down. You just have to keep your partner or whoever else informed. When you don't inform, guess what is happening? You're not going to go to the party because you're staying with your children. They're going to say that you don't like to participate in family activities because you didn't tell them you had an issue. So speaking up is key. Communication is your best bet when it comes to stuff like this. Some people will still, put it under the table. It's not that I don't respect the privacy. Put the privacy where it matters. Open up where it matters. My children, when they were kids, were never on social media. I didn't go blasting. I carried my son on my back until he was 5. My back is still hurting to today. But I went to those places where I would get resources and get help. And when I did, I came back to the community and I helped some people. This is the key. When you go to the doctors and you get a diagnosis, you don't bring the label home to call your child any diagnosis. But you must accept the diagnosis. You know why? It's the diagnosis that gives you resources. It's the diagnosis that's going to give you OT, that's occupational therapy. It's the resource that's going to give you speech therapy and many other types of things. If you sit at home and claim that nothing is happening, you have denied the child the possibility of getting better. Let that sink in. Delay is not a tactic. Delay is not a strategy. Delay is denial. So get up and just be assertive. Be an advocate for your child. Go forth and get the help you need. But respect your husband, respect your family members, because they're all you got. I hope that helps.
There's 2 more hands up. I think we'll take those last 2. We're going above our time, but if anybody wants to excuse themselves, please feel free. But we're just going to allow those people. Now, I have a follow-up question before I hand it to Mama Ngozi. What about the people that, like you said, you accept the diagnostic, but don't bring it home? What about people that maybe they diagnose that your child? Because I've seen this also typical in our African community or in our Christian community, where they give a diagnostic and you refuse the diagnostic, but the reality is there. How do they cope with this? Because they said that it is fake, that if my child is diagnosed with this, let me take like autism, for example. They say your child has autism and you refuse that. No, I don't want to brand my child like an autistic child. I refuse to accept that. But there are all those traces of autism. What would be the advice? Because I've seen like people that really like say, no, if you accept it, then that's when it will manifest some more.
That is not wisdom. That's what I talk in my book.
Mm-hmm.
Faith plus action. Faith plus wisdom. Faith plus preparation. When I mention don't bring the labor home, I'm saying don't come home and say the child, I'm be labeling the child,
Yeah.
a child with autism, a child with this. The child just is what they are, they've come with. But the label should remain in the resource book so that you can get the resources. So you keep the child abreast of what is going around them and make them try and do their best as much as you can.
Like any normal child,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I told my family members because I needed them to know what I was going through.
Yeah.
I didn't go put it on a loudspeaker. By the way, in the United States, you don't just put your medical problem out there, especially for children. When they were adults, I'm talking about my life, and I explained what I was going through without necessarily giving out that much. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
it makes sense.
never
It
be
makes
able
sense.
to
That is
stop
really good.
anyone.
That is good. Okay, Mama Ngozi, you're up, and then we have some.
Okay, ma'am.
Please,
Thank you.
Quick.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. I've really been blessed with your presentation this night. It's night over here in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much, ma'am. My faith is strengthened. I'm encouraged. Looking at your beautiful face, even when you join us, that you just needed to apply your lipstick and dust your face.
That's right.
It really sent some strength into me, because some of us that have children with special need, it is really a big challenge over here. You know, when you are in a developed country like Canada, US, and all that, it makes it easier a little bit. But over here, it is not funny, ma. It is not really funny. The issue of stigma, when you take them for clinic and all that. And the major challenge why I raised my hand is accessing medication. It is not funny here. We spend a lot, as in your salary can go for it. What you call a salary, you can spend it in 2 weeks just to get their medication. And the challenge is that even as the person is taking it, you won't be seeing much improvement. Oftentimes, what we'll see over here is that when you take them for medication, they are like using your child to learn, as in experimenting with your child. They are like a trial and error. They will just suggest these drugs. Can we try this? They will try. Before you know, the reaction will even spoil maybe what they have achieved for the past 2 years, and you will start all over again. So it's a very big challenge. So I want to ask, ma'am, is there any way one can actually get help? Because our environment is still very far behind. I don't know. It's only God that will help us. We'll keep trusting God, believing God, because you, as I'm looking at you, you say you have to, and you're looking this sweet. So I am strengthened. I am encouraged. I know God will really one day glorify himself. It doesn't matter how it is looking now. Now you say you've been there for 21 years. My daughter will clock 18. She's actually a twin. Her sister was already in university, but whenever we go for this MRS and all that, they will tell you her brain is still under that of a child of either 4 years or 2 years. At times it develops, at times you don't understand, you cannot really say what is going on, but we are still believing God. So my concern is there any organization, any NGO that can be of help? Maybe in terms of maybe even sending the right medication, not just the one we buy, you will buy, spend a lot of money, but still it is not working. It's so demoralizing, so discouraging, as in when you look at yourself, you feel, just like when we started, there's a one you ask, why me? Why me? We have been asking this question, but it has not really offered any help. But we are still believing God. God is a faithful God. So I don't know, ma. Is there any organization one can be connected?
I am flawed. I am overwhelmed by your message. I can't imagine you turning on your alarm clock to stay up to listen
Yes,
to us.
yes, ma'am.
Totally amazing. God be with you. God bless you.
Mm.
I really cannot say exactly how you can go about what your question is. This is what I can say. Every child is different.
Yeah.
Every child has a level of ability or disability, if you may. So not one method is going to work for everyone. That's why
Mm.
we scramble to get this medication and then you say it doesn't work because the child's situation was not taken into consideration. I'm a
Okay.
clinician, I'm a healthcare provider, medical, whatever, but I am not capable of taking care of the systems that I have experienced with my children. They're all different. So different specialists for different things. So on that side of the continent, it would be hard to get the right thing. One, because the policymakers have not yet recognized that that is an issue.
Yeah.
So this is your place to be a lighthouse. This is the time when you advocate for the systems to be put in place. The hospitals should take care of people with special needs and how to get them working. I literally said that in Cameroon, on radio, on Cameroon TV,
Yeah.
that if the systems are not aligned, there's really nothing you can do.
Mm.
So at this point, you just have to come up with awareness. Forget the taboo, forget someone has to be in the front.
Mm.
Well, what? For the 7 of us in here, we are the lighthouse. We are the ones to show people how to guide, go through the storm, and make it better for our kids. I cannot prescribe, but I can only tell you that when children have special needs, your biggest activity is watching what they eat.
Okay.
Diet is a big deal. We cannot help what is in our environment. But if you try to go close to Earth, you will eliminate diet problems and you can manage things. That's just me speaking as a mother who had a child that could not eat anything. Everything else is what we call sensory stimulation. Rice, till today, he doesn't eat rice because when he gets into his mouth, it turns into something else. And then he will just go holistic. So you look for things that the child one would like, that are healthy, that you don't have too many additives. It's bad here where we are. Back home, you can pretty much go down to earth plant diet very much without too much trouble. So you have only two things. At this point, your voice, your advocacy, put the matter on blast, lead others, and at home, try to help the kid to eat fresh, to eat clean, and stay away from additives, colors, and what have you. I hope I
Okay.
have done the most I can do because at the end of the
Thank you.
day,
Thank
we
you.
have to go
Thank you
to our
so much,
knees
ma'am.
and ask God to be with us.
Thank you,
You've
ma'am. God
actually given
bless
her
you.
lots of points, Ma. I hope you took them down, Mama Ngozi. One of the things
Yes,
to
ma'am.
a support group, and this is a good thing, just you sharing here tonight is very good because you might have some women here that even have some other things. One of the things that I liked that she said was the fact that she says diet, what the child
Mm.
eats. I know there are so many things that just balancing a diet or adjusting the diet of somebody that has something like when we back in Cameroon, they used to talk about these people that are mulattoes. They say they don't eat crayfish and then it helps a situation. So you have to figure out some of those things that you see that when she eats, there is a reaction. Then you withdraw those things from the diet and then see how the reaction goes. I think the dieting will be a big deal that will help a lot. And then being an advocate, that is a good one. I like the advocacy part of it too, but we will take that even offline. But there are women even in Kaviwo that can actually help. Ruth is one of them, actually, that can help you with the advice on the food or what the child eats and all of that. Ruth can really help you with that. And somebody's throwing something in the chat. I think it's Deborah is throwing something in the chat that I know parents taking their kids back to Africa to get more help. Okay. You see, food is changing a lot of things. Okay, exactly what I was talking about. Thank you, Deb. That is a good one. Because the food back home is organic, not the junk that we eat here. Honestly, every time I stay in Africa for like 2 weeks, I lose weight. Like I even eat more, but I lose weight just because of what I put in my mouth.
Right.
So yeah, but there are people that we can on the platform here, like I said, for example, Ruth, that we can connect you to, and they can give you more tips on what to do. There's a lot of natural remedies. Thank you, Dr. Joe, for that because that is big help. Now we'll take the last question from
Okay.
AK Formuso. Last question, please.
Hello, Dr. Maju. Very
Hey,
well
hey, how
done.
are you?
I'm so excited to be here. I'm not a mother of special needs kids, but these kids have always been dear to me because as a therapist, I've worked with um, families like this, and just looking at the parents, I've just wanted to help them because I look at them and say, they look like they are very tense all the time, like they don't rest, you know. And I look at them and how do I help these people? So when you came up with something like this, I was like, I called you right away and I said, wow, people really need this because you might have, like me, I have a passion for something like this, but I'm not, equipped to help people like, that are in this situation. So I'm really happy that you're doing this, and I wish there was more people on this call. The question that I have for you, you said that your husband was a really good support for you. But when I look at some of these families that I've worked with, um, the support is not there. They're trying by themselves. What word can you give? Maybe there's a family here, there's a mother here that's standing by herself, or a father that's standing by
Right.
themselves, and they're stressed on both sides. It's like you're trying to take care of your child, but the partner that you have or the close family member that you have is literally just sitting there, and not that help that you need, just that pat on the back, or just saying that I see you. It's not there. What can you tell them? What can you tell them and encourage them? I really feel for these people. What can you tell them?
Or even single parents.
Or even single parents, what can you tell them, Aju?
It is a rough road. Maybe I should really just get a movement for the dads. I'm thinking it's time to just have men sit around the table, the fireside, and be taught and just help them get a mindset shift about these children. Let me give you, I talked to you guys about Rescue Angel. Rescue Angel was an organization that was created by a top Hollywood actress, and her husband was a top Hollywood actor. These are A-listers. Like if you start calling all the way to the like number 10 or number 15, you will find them in there. But they divorced because of their son, Ethan, who had autism. I can tell you, when she spoke in her organizational meeting, once I said that, she said, it is not that my husband or my ex doesn't love my child, but I had to keep him away so my child can flourish. Keeping him away was just her way of managing the whole situation. But it's not the way. It is a way. What we need to do is to be able to do whatever it takes to encourage that person to be on the same side as you. It's really a matter of giving that person enough respect to realize that this issue is two-man problem, not a one-man problem. Why do I say this? There was a couple, a man that took away his mother from the house and left the woman with the special needs. Nobody will picking that. We no get that kind picking them for we side. So now on our side, it takes two to tango. So it still boils down to, what can I do to encourage my partner? On the flip side, there is a parent mother that I know of that was in denial and left the whole marriage business, and the husband was left with the children. It's rare, but it can happen. So as far as what can I say, you, the person that has accepted, you are no longer in denial, you are dying under the load, you have to have a talk with your person. Sir, the two of us brought this child. Ma'am, this child needs both of us. Please, let's do something for the child. If you try long enough, you're going to get something. The women are already overwhelmed, so they give up. That's why being a lighthouse really matters. You're guiding people that are in darkness. You're guiding people in broad daylight, but they're in darkness. Get that? So you can be present and be absent. So you have to be that person. So I'm not giving you guys too much work, but I'm entrusting you, I'm empowering you to stand up. Let's come together and help the other half that is not able to see through these situations. That's the most I can say, but you have encouraged me today to really put that into perspective.
Yeah.
My next talk is going to be for the men.
Yeah. I think that would be a great one.
Fathers.
That would be a great
I'll
one
plan
too.
that around Father's Day.
That's right. And for the people that came late, the recording for this meeting is on YouTube. Let me actually disconnect us from YouTube right now. Where is